Hi, welcome to the Quinta, and it's an absolutely glorious February day, and I'm going to try and get the tractor going today, so let's see how we get on with that. Hello tractor, have you been waiting for me? So a while back I was thrashing the tractor and I hit a rock and I bent this little bar that joins the two wheels together. I think it's called a drawbar or maybe a tie bar. So I took it to pieces and I took it down to my wonderful mechanic in Belmont, and he used his 20-ton press to squish it back into shape. Now that was brilliant, but the ball joints on it are absolutely dead. And I've spent about 3 months trying to get hold of new ones and I simply can't. So instead of doing the right thing, I'm just going to botch it. I've had enough. I've lost the bolts. The one that I've got won't go back on. So instead of getting nice new equipment, putting it all back together so it's all, you know, ready for the future, I'm just going to weld it. Here we go, these are the bits, the ball joints, and I couldn't get new ones, and they're not really supposed to move around like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a special tool, which is just out here, to seat that as best as I possibly can. Here we go, mind your ears. Right, that'll do. The other side, same thing. This side actually has got a bolt on it, but I'm still going to give it a little zip. So let's set up the welder. Do work on auto. Nice. Bit more power, please. There we go. Now a little bit more wire. How about that? Right, that ought to do it. So we'll see whether she'll start, and if she does, I'm going to go for a drive. Not a very long one because the brakes aren't working, but you know, can't have everything. Right, let's see if this battery is as flat as I suspect it might be. Lights, yes, look at that. Ooh. Turn it over. There we go. Let's try the glow plugs and get this little old show on the road. Just going to check it's in neutral. Yep. Last thing I actually want to do is to go through a wall. So I'm going to give it a nice good go on the glow plugs. You might be able to see. In there. That's the old glow plug going. Let's see whether she starts. Pop, pop, pop. That wasn't entirely successful. Right, I shall put the battery on charge and come back to it another day, I think. All I've got to do is find the battery charger. I thought it was in there, but I lent it to a friend, and although it's slightly rare to get these things back when you lend them out, I think he did give it back, and then I've hidden it from myself. Battery tester, dust, crap. Okay. Ooh, is that it? No, it's another multimeter. Oh, that's useful. You got a bone. It's basically a whole head. A very, very kind butcher who gives us a huge amount of really nice stuff for the dog. Makes you want to chuck up a bit looking at it. Right, is it in here? Nice. Right, let's go and put that on charge. That's a bonus finding that. Yeah, I know I've got to tidy up the cellar there. It's a little bit full of stuff. The trouble is, the days go so quickly. Okie doke, check polarity. Negative on first. And then a positive. That's a great connection. And let's plug her in. There we go. I will say something about European plugs. They are not as safe as the UK ones. No earth, no nothing. And a totally flat battery. There we go. No, you're not a motorbike. You're a car. There you go. Right, let's leave that for a little bit. What you doing to your pigeon? What you doing? Honestly, what's he done to you? Shh. Well, Keith is fairly unfazed about Maya. All this woofing, but I'm not sure who actually wins. Still. Right, let's go and see whether that battery is charged. Ooh, what are we saying? 13.8 volts and full. Excellent. Right, let's disconnect that. Good go on the glow plugs and... That's a bit quicker than the strimmer. So there we go. Just knocking down the level of muck behind the house. And here we have what is starting to be our no-dig bed. And I swept the chimney the other day and chucked it up here. We've got wood chips, we've got all sorts. So the idea is that we're going to use the cardboard to mulch it all down. We're going to put lots of lovely muck up here from the chickens. I'll have to come and repair the irrigation system at some stage. Yes, not just now though. And with any luck, this is going to be an interesting experiment, because I want to compare how things go with a conventional bed, which is just down there, which is where you actually dig everything over. And of course we've got the polytunnel, so that is going to be another way that we're going to be growing food. Hey George. Yeah, she's showing her age a bit now, coming up for 50 years old. So there we go, 1975 this particular tractor, but I'm pretty pleased that my botch job on the welding appears to have held. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on. I've got various other bits and places to do, just to sort of start mulching up, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the thing on the back. I'm going to put on the rotavator, going to smash up some ground a little bit, because I want to plant a load of sunflowers and some other stuff as well, some corn and some wheat. So I'm going to get on with that, and I'll come back to you when it gets interesting, maybe. Well, I was going to put on the little rotavator, but the tractor's actually done a great job. Right, so these, it's actually bird seed, but these are sunflower seeds, so let's go and get some of those in the ground. So just with the flail, this was actually cultivated last year and it's come up perfectly. I'm going to give it a quick rake over and get these in the ground. So the reason I want to actually plant these is because we are finding it quite difficult to get hold of bird food for the chickens that is not genetically modified. It's just doesn't seem to be a thing. You know, the all the big places like Bricomarché, they sell everything genetically modified. Now, it's probably not a really big problem, because of course the birds are eating the food, and you know, their guts are breaking down anything in there. But I'm just slightly against fiddling around with you know, our food on such a fundamental basis as the genetics. And of course I do get it. You can use Roundup to get rid of weeds and what have you, and Roundup is purported to break down in the soil pretty quickly, you know, in contact with soil, and not be a problem, except that it one of the products of breakdown is glycosic acid, I think it's called. I'll put it down there if I'm wrong. And this glycosic acid is actually not great. it does persist. It hangs around for about 150 days. So if you imagine that's being put onto the wheat, onto the corn, onto the barley, whatever, and then that is being harvested, it is inevitable that some residue is going to hang around. So we're just going to chuck in these seeds and we'll see how many, if any, grow. So I'm going to get on with that now. I'm just broadcast sowing them. I'm going to rake it over again, you know, put in a few more than I think we're going to need so that the mice have something. And of course, mice, one of the preferred foods of the cats. So we'll see how many of those actually grow. I'm not going to bother watering it. The weather is predicted to turn next week, so we're going to get some rain, and there is of course some moisture within the soil. So with any luck, they will germinate away and we'll hopefully come back and see some beautiful sunflowers. If not, well, yeah, I might pretend this never happened.